Good morning, afternoon, and evening. Welcome back to Lamb's Cryptoverse. That's my Lamb logo, by the way. Lamb's Cryptoverse. So, everyone, and I mean everyone, is talking about the labor report. And I did a preview on it saying that the market would do well and bonds would do well, meaning treasury bonds would do well if the labor report came in better than expected. By that I meant that we had fewer jobs created, and we did, but not too many. We went just a little below expectations. So we had, I think, 315,000 jobs created versus about 318,000 jobs expected. And this is the Wall Street Journal survey. Other surveys have different expectations, but we were at about estimates. And let me show you my screen so we can see the market. Here it is, the news. The title from the Wall Street Journal is U.S. job market cooled in August but remains solid. And here we have it, the gain of 350,000 jobs, and the jobless rate ticked up to 3.7%. So it was basically more on a good side, almost like a Goldilocks economy. But here's the problem. Everyone's focused on this. Oh, by the way, the stock market rose dramatically, sharply, like 1% on the major indices, and treasury bonds were up a little bit. So it was a good market until this news out of left field came out with the possible shutdown again, or maybe permanent shutdown of the Nord Stream pipeline out of Europe, and that caused the markets to decline. But overall, the labor market was interpreted good by the stock market and treasury bond market. But I don't want to focus on that today. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is focused on the labor market, but there's something that came out that no one's talking about, and that's this. It's the factory orders market. Factory orders economic indicator. And here's a definition. It says factory orders are economic indicators of the dollar value for goods from factories. And this comes out of the Census Bureau. And it's got two major groupings, durable goods and now non-durable goods. Some people get this mixed up with the durable goods order. It's a little different because obviously it includes non-durable goods, but it's also much more granular. I read about 100 lines of data today on this because it breaks up everything into fine detail. And let's go to the broad categories right here. The factory orders report includes 4 sections: new orders, unfilled orders, shipments, and inventories. And within each of those sections are the fine detail by industry. And I think that's enough for now. So let me go to it. I wanted to show you the main report. And it's this. And you can just get it yourself from census.gov under economic indicators. And basically, they call it manufacturers' goods. And it gets confusing. So I just want to point out one or two things from here. Number one, the mislabeling. And number two, even though this data came out today, September 2nd, it's July data. Now, don't get confused with that because most of the data coming out from today on forward is not July data, it's August data. So this is quite confusing. So this number wasn't talked about much, but it's one of the worst numbers since I believe April of 2020 during the recession. So this is a really bad number. But then you know what people say? They say, number one, that it's extremely volatile. And if they said that, they would be correct. And two, they would say, and let me get to the actual press release here. You can see it's a huge press release of 11 pages. And let me go to the actual granular data here. Here we go. This is the value of manufacturers' shipments, and then we have another one that's similar. It's called value of manufacturers' new orders. I'm going to focus on this. This is the one that gets the headline. And again, this is what we call factory goods, and they call them manufacturers' new orders. So let me go back to what I was talking about. The two issues. Number one, everyone says that's volatile. Let me get my picture back up here. Oh, I lost that. Sorry, let me see if I can't get both for some reason. But basically, here's the two issues. You don't need to see my face, right? The two issues are, number one, as I said, it's very volatile. Number two, it gets subject to revision. And actually, there's another issue. Everyone says, it gets influenced by the transportation. It gets influenced by defense. So I looked at the data closely, and I'm going to highlight my mouse here. So we have 1% decline here, right here. But if we exclude transportation, which everyone says influences the report, it actually got worse. So it went from a 1% gain in June to 1.1% decline in July. And this is month-to-month losses, by the way. And so the overall number was really bad. It went from plus 1.8 in June to minus 1. So that's a 2.8% swing. But excluding transportation, it was still bad. But then there was a lot of declines in orders for defense, like military jets. So people say, no, maybe that's why. But no, that's not why it declined, because if you adjust it, just excluding defense, it went from plus 1.1% in June to minus 0.5%. So, and then we can look at so this is durable goods. Then you can look at what I just showed you was everything, but then you've got durable goods decline 0.1%. And then you got down here, you got non-durable goods industry down 1.9%. That's a huge swing. We all heard the news from all these stores like, I'm trying to remember some of the name, Bed Bath & Beyond, Target, Walmart, The Gap, and Victoria's Secret. They're all saying that they've got too many inventories. That's why they're showing fewer orders. So that's what's really important today. And let me just get my video back up here. So here's the key takeaway. Everybody's following the labor report, saying the labor report's indicating a Goldilocks economy. However, today's news and factory orders perhaps is the first hard economic data that we're seeing that the economy is indeed slowing. And I expected the first economic data to be the ISM data for August, and it was not. ISM data for August was flat with July. But this data on factory orders is showing that we're seeing a sharp decline in factory orders. Now, it's true, the factory orders are volatile, so we don't know what next month's order is going to be. They might be up 2%. They might make up for all that was lost in the previous month, but it's something to watch. Well, thank you all for listening. Please check out my other videos down there. Please give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Bye.